Alara Hughes, transfer decree. Bishopsgate Academy. Halfway through the year, one of the only northern faces in a sea of privileged 80 southern students. When she had the cheek to attend the summer ball with quiet Caleb Williams, the school's brilliant scholarship student Jasper Harrington, and his lot saw the perfect chance to remind these outsiders of their place. But what Jasper and his lot didn't know, Alara wasn't just some quiet transfer kid. Back in her Liverpool leads, she'd been lashing her boxing wraps tight in her since she was 12, smashing heavy bags at the Phoenix Lads Club, while most of these posh lads were still learning how to tie their designer certified trainers. She rocked up to Bishopsgate carrying not just books, but years of discipline, fire, and the kind of spirit that doesn't bottle it. And soon enough, those bullies would find out. Some people don't just take a beating, they wallop you back harder. Before we go any further, tell us where you're watching from and make sure to give us a subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you won't want to miss. 3 days before setting foot in those polished halls, Alara had thrown her last punch at the Phoenix Lads Club in Liverpool. 17 years old now, the rhythm of her gloves against the heavy bag was just second nature. That strength, that steady control, it followed her as she walked into Bishopsgate Academy for the first time. The place looked like a page out of Tatler. Marble floors gleamed, trophy cases shone under perfect fluorescent lights, students dressed like catalog models, clean, polished, picture perfect. Everything her old decade bog-standard state school then wasn't, but perfection always has a way of hiding the rot. Whispers followed her like headlights. Conversations stopped dead when she passed, and then, before she'd even got to her locker, the shouting kicked off. "Go on, Williams, have a scrap." She turned the corner, her heart hammering, and saw it. A ring of students, phones out recording. In the middle, a lanky bloke boer with specs was shoved against the lockers by 3 southern lads. Books scattered across the floor, expensive deck shoes, grinding pages into the tile. One title caught her eye. Further Maths. This kid wasn't just clever. He was absolutely brilliant. And yet here he was, treated like utter rubbish while everyone watched on. Alara didn't hesitate. She shoved right past the nosy lot, all eyes turning, cameras shifting. "Leave him alone." The bullies spun around. Their sneers got wider. Jasper Harrington grinned. "Oh, look at this. 2 for the price of 1 then." And that's when the year properly began. Jasper circled her like a shark. "Or what? You gonna go tattle to the head, oi?" His smirk stretched wider. "This is Bishopsgate Academy, love. We don't take complaints from your sort." Alara's voice dropped to a razor whisper. "You know exactly what I mean." That line cracked his perfect mask. Just for a second, the ugly truth slipped out. His family, his privilege, his so-called turf. Tarky. The stocky redhead even puffed his chest out like he was defending some sacred little patch. The crowd pressed in tighter, waiting for the free show. Everyone wanted to see if she'd bottle it. But Alara wasn't built to fold. Her stance shifted, weight balanced, fists loose. Years of boxing training were humming in her muscles. "Funny," she said flatly. "I thought this was an academy, paid for by everyone's taxes." That landed. Even a few students in the crowd winced. Giles, the rugby lad, built like a prop forward, stepped forward anyway. "Public doesn't mean it belongs to chavs." The word sliced the air. Gasps, whispers. Even some of the posh students shifted uneasily, but nobody stopped it. Nobody jumped in. Phones kept rolling like this was an episode of Hollyoaks. Alara's pulse slowed, the calm before every fight. Her eyes locked on Giles. "Say that again." Jasper, clocking that things could go pear-shaped, suddenly softened his tone. "Whoa, chill out. It's just a bit of banter too. No harm done, eh, lads?" His crew looked confused, but they fell in line, backing off slightly. Jasper smirked as he turned away. "See you around, Caleb, both of you. This year's going to be interesting." "Tally-ho then, chaps." The crowd legged it, hungry for the next rumor. Left in the wreckage were Caleb, specs cracked, books torn, and Alara standing tall over the scraps. She bent down, gathering his things. "You all right?" His voice shook. Another northern student. I thought I was the only one. Well, you're not alone anymore. But by the next morning, the exhausted shadows under his eyes told the truth. This wasn't new for him. They've been at it for 3 years, he whispered, eyes darting down the hall, gum in his hair, locked closets, teachers looking the other way. Headmaster Mr. Fitzwilliam just shrugged it off and called it lads being lads. Before Alara could respond, the shadows returned. Tarky, Giles, Jasper, blocking the hallway, smirks loaded. Well, well, Jasper purred. How was your first night in paradise, Alara? And just like that, round 2 kicked off. Jasper leaned against the lockers like he owned the hallway. Hope you found suitable digs, he said smoothly, the fake smile not reaching his eyes. I know housing can be a bit tricky for people like you. People like me, Alara shot back. New intake, he said quickly, grinning like a politician. Always hard to adjust to the right sort of school, Giles laughed. Yeah, bet Liverpool schools didn't prep you for this gaff. Alara's jaw clenched, but her voice stayed cool. I'm doing just fine. Tarky's smirk was razor sharp. Maybe you can give Caleb a bit of a tutorial in ghetto fabulous. Teach him how to be more authentic. Caleb's voice barely lifted. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, come on, Tarky chuckled. You're so proper, so buttoned up. Maybe hanging out with Alara will help you embrace your roots. Learn some urban culture. Phones came out. Jasper held his up like he was filming history. Smile for the camera, Bishopsgate's first study group. Put that away, Alara snapped. It's a public space. Jasper shrugged. Say something for posterity, Caleb. Maybe get on the grime as, which for us. Caleb's face burned. I don't rap. Sure you do, Giles grinned. It's in your DNA, innit? He started beatboxing horribly. The crowd giggled. Alara stepped forward, her tone sharp as a left hook. His culture is being top of the class, Wake, while you 3 are repeating the lower 6th. For a moment, Jasper's smile cracked. Then he turned it into a performance, clapping Caleb on the shoulder so hard he stumbled. Exactly. Head boy Bashus material, headed to Oxford Dros. A real credit to his people. The words landed like poison. Tarky piled on. One of the good ones. Alara's fist twitched, but Caleb grabbed her arm. Don't, they want you to hit them. The bell rang. Jasper slipped his phone into his blazer, grinning wide. See you around, tutor group. As the hallway emptied, Alara whispered, That was clever, stopping me. Caleb's hands shook as he stacked his books. I've learned they say the worst things, then flip it. Make us the aggressors. He forced a smile. 1 more year, then I'm off. Full scholarship, far away. But when Jasper's eyes locked on them from the back row of class, Alara knew escaping wouldn't be easy. He was already plotting. The summer ball arrived with glitter and fairy lights. Bishopsgate's Ratinery, grand ballroom at the Dorchester Schwaver, dressed up like a fairy tale. Alara's deep purple gown shimmered like royalty. Caleb, in his mauve dinner jacket and black tie, looked sharp, his nerves hidden under a newfound confidence. They walked in together, heads high, whispers chasing them like shadows. For a while, it felt almost normal. Slow dancing, rubbish DJ jokes, overpriced canapes. Jasper's crew lingered at a distance, watching, waiting. But trouble was always going to kick off. It started at the punch table. Jasper slid up beside Alara, expensive cologne choking the air. You look stunning tonight, he murmured, voice like poison wrapped in silk. That dress really brings out your features. Her grip tightened on the ladle. Excuse me, I'm complimenting you, he said, stepping closer. You should say thank you. I said no. Her voice carried across the room. Students turned, phones went up. Caleb appeared like a storm. She said, Don't touch her. Jasper's smirk spread wide, signaling Tarky and Gilo like personal security. Within seconds, the confrontation turned into a proper scene. Every student recording, they wanted her to lose the plot. They wanted Caleb to snap. Instead, the tables flipped. Alara's training came alive, her stance steady. And when Giles lunged for Alara's phone, her reflexes fired. One sharp strike to the gut, dropping him to his knees. The ballroom exploded into chaos. Jasper swung wildly. Caleb ducked and countered. Tarky charged, but weeks of training made the difference. For once, the bullies weren't in control. By the time teachers pulled them apart, the damage was done. The footage went viral faster than gossip ever could. Jasper's smooth image cracked, his cruelty caught in crystal-clear footage. The Harrington family tried to spin it, but the internet doesn't forget. Alara and Caleb didn't walk away as victims. That night, they walked away as proof. Proof that silence doesn't win, that fighting back doesn't always mean fists, and that bullies only win until someone stands taller. And if you're watching this right now, let me ask you, have you ever seen justice wallop back this sweetly? If you want more stories that flip the script just like this one, don't forget to subscribe and stick around because the next story is going to shake things up even more.